All right, cool. So before we get started, I'm going to open up with a quick word of prayer, because one thing I do know, when it comes down to business, you cannot do it by yourself. So Father, we just want to thank you and praise you tonight, God. We glorify you and we magnify you. We honor you, God, for what you are doing in our lives tonight. Even as we come together, God, we come giving you our businesses, God, because we know that there is nothing that we cannot accomplish or grow or bring to pass without your assistance, your help, and your guidance. Father, I ask that you guide us tonight. Father, give me the words that needs to be spoken to those that are entrepreneurs and business owners in this class tonight, that not only will it be an effective class, but it will be a class, God, that we will be able to walk away from, be able to apply what we have learned and seen growth in our business from this day forward. Father, we just bless you. We honor you tonight for all that you are doing. Continue to bless the works of our hands. God, I honor you for all that you continue to do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So, of course, if anyone does not know anything about Canva, this class is the class. And there are going to be some other information that I'm going to give as we kind of go through this Canva training. It's really a basic training in terms of for beginners who are on the fence when it comes down to Canva, scared to use the platform, finding that sometimes you're creating content and it's not consistent in terms of design. My hope tonight is that not only will we be able to look at some of the specifics, learn some tips and tricks, but also be able to create some amazing content. And I'll go through some like design stuff that we can actually do to make it really simple and easy for you to create content for your businesses. So even as we go through it, if you can just let me know in the chat by just putting a 1 if you have used Canva, and if you have put a 1, and if you have the pro version or the free version of Canva. So that way at least I know what we're kind of working with. Okay. All right, cool. All right. You got the pro, but need to learn how to use it. Awesome. So, all right, cool. So a lot of people, you guys are using the free version. And that's fine, because there's a lot that you can do. I will tell you this, a lot of the features, and two, I always tell people, start with the free until you kind of get the hang of it, before you actually start having to pay for it. Why? Because you're able to actually kind of play around with it and see if it's something that you want to move forward and actually use. I can tell you, Canva is more than a design tool. The way that I look at Canva is more of a platform to help you leverage and create content that you can sell. My goal is in this class is to show you the possibilities that you have with Canva overall. It's not just simply a tool that you can use to create your social media posts and your reels and different things, presentations and things of that nature. But you can actually really use it if you want to get into creating content. And it can be planners and journals that you can give, sheet forms and different types of sheets that you want to sell to your clients, providing information for them to be able to use in whatever it is that the type of business that you have. So I'm going to go through some of the let's go here. So of course, when you sign up, you have the option between the free and the pro version. The free version, of course, is limited in terms of some of the features, as well as some of the images that you're going to be able to use. But with the pro version, you have access to everything. And honestly, for $12.99 a month, it's not a bad deal. I'm of course an Adobe user. Most of you who don't know who I am, actually, I am a graphic and web designer. I have been in the industry now for over close to now 18 years. So I have been doing graphic design, web development. My design suite has always been in Adobe, and Adobe is a very expensive platform over the years. When I compare it to Canva, to Adobe, and let me just say this, in the beginning, I was totally against Canva because I felt like here's this little small fish trying to get in here and take over Adobe. Adobe's for, amateurs who want to use it. Us pros, we don't need it. Now, I don't even think I might use Adobe maybe once a month. I am on Canva every single day. So I take all of that back because I see the value in the platform. And let me tell you, from a design standpoint, they make it very simple because everything is available on the platform. When I'm using Adobe, a lot of things I have to import into the platform in order to manipulate. With Canva, you don't have to do that. You have a lot of templates and things that are available that's included in your membership. So that in and of itself is worth the $12.99 a month. So let me just say that. If you guys can let me know in the chat content that you have used Canva to actually create in your business, whether it's social media posts, whether it's flyers, maybe presentations, maybe it's reels or videos that you've actually tried to create using Canva. Let me know what you've done in the chat. Okay, flyer. Okay. Marilyn, we're gonna get you using it. Okay, flyer. Nothing. Sherilyn, we're gonna get you to use it. All right, so most of you are actually with the flyers. All right, cool. And are those flyers usually flyers that you would have printed or flyers that you are posting on the different social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature? Let me know in the chat. Okay, for print, social media. All right, cool. Cool. All right, so of course, when you get in there, let's go to, I'm going to go to templates. So when you log into Canva, you have template options, and they have templates for everything. Whether it's simple social media posts that you want to do, flyers that you want to do, and everything is creatively designed. One of the things that I like about it is that it's well organized in terms of and you can even put it in the search. Let me move this. The different type of, for example, the different type of things that you're looking for. So say, for example, I'm looking for an Instagram post, a square one. I would just simply put that in there, and it'll kind of give me different templates that are available. Now, you don't have to be a designer at all. The templates kind of gives you that framework that you can work off of, which is absolutely great, because you can pick one that, even if it doesn't go with what it is that you're doing, you just like the layout. And then I'm going to go through with you to kind of show you how you can pick any type of template and then manipulate it how you want it, very simply by just swapping out some of the images in there. But you have everything that you need in order to create some really nice designs for your social media posts. And it also helps you in keeping with the consistency of the look and feel of your posts. So that way, at least when you're posting, everything kind of flows together really nicely. So when we're looking at here, of course, to kind of find some designs, you'll put the social media posts, and that'll come up. Let's just say I need a newsletter Newsletter banner. I'm creating a newsletter, but I need a banner that I can actually design. So I'm going to search for that to see what they have available. And of course, there are different types that they have available. Even if the colors don't match your colors, that's fine, because we can edit all of this. But what we're looking for is the layout. If the layout is something that you can work with, and then we can start designing from there. And I'll kind of give y'all some examples as we kind of go through editing some of them. Now we're going to go to, let's do a search for presentation. Just so we can see. The other thing that I like too is that certain, like when we go to presentations, right? You need to put something together. You can tell here the number of pages that the presentation has. So you're not having to recreate the wheel. You have a template that's actually available with a number of pages. The color might be off, and maybe some of the elements might be off, but for overall, you like the layout, you want to use it. And so we can actually see, okay, this one has 11 pages to it. I'll take it, edit it, make it fit what it is that I'm looking for. So this kind of gives you an idea of some of the designs that they actually have and things that we can take and actually manipulate to fit our brand and our business and whatever it is that we're actually trying to do. So in the search, once you are logged in, you can search for almost anything and be able to select whatever design that you're looking for, whatever type of template that you're looking for. The next thing, and that's in, you know, when you go to your home, it will actually show you your previous design. So these are all of my recent designs that I've done, things that I've worked on, and they're all here. Now, one thing I do hope is that they do a better job with the organization of this, because sometimes when you're working on stuff, the most recent is what comes up on top. And sometimes you're kind of fishing through, especially if it's a design that you created months ago, and trying to find where that design is. But I'll show you a kind of workaround in creating folders to kind of organize your stuff there. That's in home. And then of course, projects is your projects that you actually have saved. So you'll create your folders, and then you'll kind of move everything into your actual folders to keep yourself kind of organized. And then of course, the templates is what we just went through. So now you have templates for business. So anything that you would possibly need for a business is there. You have your social media. Any type of social media type template is what you're going to find here. And they have some really good ones. Then you have your print products. So Canva also offers printing services. So whenever you're creating something, you can actually use them to actually print whatever you've created, and they'll ship it out to you. So these are some of the things that they have that you can actually use, edit, send it off to print, and then they'll ship it right back to you. Then education, anything in the educational realm. If you're a teacher and you need to create content for your students and things of that nature, they have it broken down there as well. So the amount of resources, it's a lot. Videos, these are really great, especially when you're creating reels. So if we're on social media, the purpose is to gain more engagement and eyes on what it is that you do, the product and services that you have. So with that being said, creating reels and video type formats is really important now. You know, before we can do a post, get engagement on our posts. Now we're finding, especially with Instagram and TikTok, short form videos is what is really getting a lot of engagement. The beauty of it is that you can have a lot of these templates already have videos attached to it that you can use in your background and then put text or any type of graphic on top that you can add and be able to post it on your social media platform and gain engagement from there. So that's real important to kind of incorporate some videos in what it is that you're doing, because ultimately what you want to do is be able to gain engagement on your post, and so that way people know exactly what it is that you're doing. So they have some really good templates for that. The marketing, of course, they have tons of that: newsletters, business cards, brochures, logo. They even have logo designs and things like that. I don't use it for logos at all, and primarily because you can create like an idea for someone to actually recreate a logo for you, especially if you're going to have it copyrighted. I wouldn't use the platform in order to create a logo for copyright issues, right? I rather have it a custom logo created that no one else has are able to access the elements that I'm using. Because it's a platform that everyone is using, a lot of the elements is shared. So when it comes down to a logo, you want to make sure that your logo is something that can be copyrighted and it's not elements that anyone else can easily share, because then you run into copyright issues. So that's the only thing I would not do on here. But other than that, it's definitely a platform that I would do mostly a whole lot of stuff on there. And then you have your cards and invitations. These you can have it custom made, and of course you can send it to them for print. They'll print it and actually ship those out to you. So these are great, especially the holidays are coming up. You may want to send, holiday cards to your clients and things of that nature. It's a great way for you to actually be able to do it. Pick a template, edit it, send it to print, and have it shipped directly to you. So they have some really great options in that.
Is shipment that it's additional costs? They go
Yes.
by weight or what?
So
Okay.
the shipment you have, let's just look at this one, for example. All right. So you see here, it says 100 cards are $35. So they have, the pricing is there.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, it'll tell you. So if you decide, you can just design it if you wanted to, but if you want to actually send it to print, you would just select the size that you want, the type of paper, the finish that you want, the corners and everything, and then it'll calculate the price at the bottom, and then you can go ahead and order it, and it'll ship it out to you. Okay, so, and that's why I say everything is an all-in-one platform. Everything is on here. Now we're going to go to the brand option here. And for me, I have a couple, and these are your brand kits. Now, in Canva, it allows you to set up, especially for the pro account, it allows you to set up as many brand kits as you want. So for example, if you have, I have different brands, right? So for Lorenzo Design Studio, which is my graphic and web design, these are the variation of colors for my logo. These are my brand colors for it. You can select different fonts for that particular brand. You can select your brand voice. And these are all of my photos that I use specifically for this brand, right? So I'll have some images here that I'll use as backgrounds and things of that nature. Now, this is helpful because everything is located in one area. So when I'm creating a flyer and I want to make sure that my colors are consistent. It's already here. So it makes it easy. And when we go to design a flyer, I'll show you how it'll appear in that area. But my hex codes are here. My colors are here. The types of fonts that I want to use, I can select those. So that way, whatever it is that I'm creating, there's a consistent look and feel to it. My photos are all here that I usually use for it, and then any background images that I use. So when you see anything that I create, it'll have those elements, keeping everything consistent. Now you're not going to your downloads folder or folder on your computer constantly looking for these same type. Everything is stored here. And it makes it easier for you to pull whatever it is that you need, create whatever it is that you need quickly, and then you can edit as you're creating. So the nice thing about it is that you can create brand kits for everything. Here's another brand kit that I have. This is for a podcast, the Real Boss Life podcast. And here's my brand colors for that, my logos for that. So you can actually, for every entity that you have, create your brand kit, keeping everything together. So now whether you're working on one or the other, you have brand kits for each individual one. And it allows you now to be able to pull whatever you need from the platform. And you're not kind of searching on your computer for different elements. It just saves so much time. Here's another one that I have, and that's the Easy Pro Creative Lab. This is my brand colors, even for that. And again, you would have your fonts, and then you would have all your graphics and your photos and things like that uploaded on here, and it's all stored here. So when you go to your brand and you're getting ready to work on a project or on a design, you simply just click on the brand that you want to use, and then you just go from there.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry.
No, you can interrupt.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I didn't see the reactions to raise your hand or whatever.
Oh, you're fine.
On the branding kits,
Yes.
when you click on, is it the branding kits tab that you click on, or the brand templates? Like how you see where you have your different fonts, color, and all that stuff, that list?
Yes.
Is there a walkthrough to create each subheading that you had there? If you could just go back to that.
Absolutely. So for example, when I'm here all the way on the left-hand side under templates, you'll see brand.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't already have yours set up, it'll be blank, right? So you'll click on here, it'll open up a window. If you don't have anything, it'll just be blank. What you're going to do is add new. So you'll click on the right and you'll add new. Now, it may appear different because if you're on the free, you may get one if they're allowing you to create a brand kit. So if you're having trouble seeing it, it could be because if you're on the free. But I'm just gonna walk through, and this would be recorded so that way you can always go back and take a look at it. So
Thank you.
You'll add new, and let's just say I want to create another brand. So Patricia, YouTube channel. So I'll just create that and create. So it's going to be blank. So here I will drag my logo. So I'm going to look for my logos there, right? And you'll upload your logos here, and it'll tell you your logos, and it'll tell you how many that you have here. Then for the color palette, your color, the brand colors that you're actually using. So I'm going to click here. The window will open up, and that's where you're going to start adding your colors. So let's just say this one is my color. All right, cool. So that one is added. Say I want to change it to something, maybe a blue. It's helpful if you have the hex codes, but you don't have to have it. Okay. But let's just say that's the next color. Let me go back. This one is that. Now I want to add another color. I'm going to click the plus to add another color. I'll move this here. That one's done. I'm going to add another one. I like this color. Okay. And I just keep adding colors there. So now I have all of my colors. I'm going to keep it here so that way I can show you when we start designing how it'll come up in the design so you can select your brand kit. And then now, titles. If, for example, you're using specific fonts, like I have specific fonts for different brands because I want to keep the fonts consistent, right? So for my titles, I want to use Antonio. So anytime I'm using a title in whatever it is that I'm working on, this is the font that's always going to be attached to it. If I'm doing a subtitle, I want to do something completely different. Let's just say railway. That will always be attached to it there. So now when I'm working on a design, I don't have to go back and looking for the fonts. It's already stored in my brand kit.
Miss Patricia, how do you determine colors? Like if you, so I have my juice company, but I want to do something for like catering, juice catering, and then I want to do something for YouTube. Do I use the same colors as my juice company brand, or do I mix and match, or how would that come to play?
So is everything under the juice company, and it's just different extensions of it? Or is it a completely different entity all on its
No.
own?
Look, just get me. Everything will be juice related. I'm not trying to, no. Because I understand that I need to like do something on YouTube, like giving my thoughts or the benefits of the fruits and vegetables, right? So that'll be like an informative thing. Then maybe showing when we cater juices, like what that looks like. So everything will be juice related under the Serving Delights brand. So do I change the color or just keep it the same?
Everything the same.
Well, bless the Lord. Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because it's simply an extension of what you're already doing, right? So it's not something completely different from it. So to keep that consistency as you build a brand for your juice business, that's just another arm of it, another piece of it. So you're going to keep everything consistent. And then of course, here, when you're working on your kit, is where you would drop the colors in for your actual Serving Delights.
Because here
Patricia,
I see you're just picking a color, right? Like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we'll just pick a color here, pick a color. So how do you determine? All right. Okay, I got it. Thanks.
Yes,
I think
you
my
would-
next question goes with that, Patricia. Like, can you have your logo open on top so then you can choose your colors from your logo if you download and have it open? Can you have it open the same time you're choosing your colors?
yes.
Oh, okay. Let's make it easy.
You can definitely, and I'm going to show you how to, like, even if you upload your logo, let me see if I have, let me do this one real quick. I'm going to upload that one there. All right. So you see how all I did was upload the logo and it immediately populated the
Shows
colors.
the colors. Cool.
Oh,
Cool. There you go. There
you
you
made me
go,
feel so
Donna.
smart.
There you go, Donna. You don't have to worry.
Your life a whole lot easier because all you have to, once you upload your logo, it'll pull it and match it exactly and give you the hex codes that you need. So now all you're going to do, click on keep, and you're going to keep it there. Okay.
Cool.
So now I'm going to delete this palette here. Okay. And so now you know the colors that you're actually working with. So now it just made your life a whole lot easier. The other thing too is, for example, your photos. So if there are photos, like for example, if you've had a photo shoot, this is where you're going to add your photos. It's here where they say photos. If there are graphics, specific graphics that you had created for your brand, you're going to put it there. And then of course your icon. So you'll upload everything here, and all of that is going to be stored under your brand kit.
So you just save it each time you do a job. You just click save or add.
Anytime you're adding a new font, you're changing something, a caption or quote, your body of text or whatever, you're going to save it. It's going to give you the prompt to actually save. Same thing with the photos. As you're uploading your photos here, it'll give you the option to save, and you're saving everything under your brand kit. So now,
What's an icon?
so an icon is basically, let me show you in one of mine. So here would be considered the icon. It's just
Okay.
It's something real simple. Sometimes it could be even an image that you would use that kind of stands out for your actual logo, but it's just something symbol that you would use that's synonymous with your actual logo.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Thanks.
No problem. So that is your brand kit. And you see how now I have this new brand kit down here. It's showing me all the colors, and that's it. So now the other thing is we have apps. Now they have tons and tons of apps on here. And honestly, it's so many, but they have apps like if you want to create a mock-up, for if you're working on a book cover, you want to create a mock-up, they have mock-ups for that. There's just tons of different things. The nice thing about it is that with a lot of these apps, it allows you to kind of play around with them and kind of get a feel of what it is that you can actually do with them. It'll walk you through the process. And so you never have to be afraid of, playing around, trying it out, seeing exactly what it does and seeing if it fits your actual designs. But it's tons of them. And I'll show you when we go into like the design part of it, how we can incorporate the use of some of the most used apps in order to help enhance your actual design. So that's basically the important stuff that you need to know is your home, your projects, templates, which is the most important, where you're going to start off. That way you don't have to start off from scratch. Your brand kit, if you don't do anything else, at least set up your brand kit so that way when you start to design and working on your flyers and things like that, that's already set up. And then we'll get into the apps.
Are these apps free? It looks, I don't see a price next to them.
There's everything on here is free for pro.
Shondo.
It is free for pro.
Okay.
Yes. So you'll find that there are going to be certain features that are kind of restrictive when you're dealing with free. But like I said before, kind of get your feet wet, get comfortable playing around with it. Don't be afraid to mess up, delete, start all over, and whatnot until you kind of get the hang of it. Trust me, the $12.99 is worth every penny. I promise you it is. So we're going to go into the design. So I had pre-selected this image, which is like a social media image, but you know what I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to create a design. I'm going to walk through with y'all to create a design. I'm simply going to do social media post is 1080 by 1080. And that's for like an Instagram, Facebook post or whatever. So you'll go to Canva, create a design, and then I'm going to select the 1080 by 1080. So I'm starting
How-
off.
Sorry, how would you know which to select? What did you put in? What type of social media, like Facebook or Instagram? And it would automatically give you that dynamics, those sizes?
Well, the size is standard for social media posts.
Oh,
But I'm going to show you how, again, you can select from here. If you go back to home and you go to social,
okay, home, social media,
and then you can do Instagram post square and click there,
gotcha,
and it's going to do the same thing.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So now let's just say we have a blank one. We need to figure out, we need to do a really nice social media post. Don't know where to start. You just want an image. Okay. So let's see. Let's do this one. This is just a simple social media post, really cute. Now, how do we edit this actual image? Right? We like the layout. We like, okay, it's black and white. We like that. But now we want to kind of change it up. I like it because I like the frame, but I do want to change the photos that's actually here. I don't want to use this photo. So what you'll do is you will go down to photos. So now we're back on all the way to the left-hand side. We're going to look for photos. What type of photo do I want to use? Let's just say I want this to be a flyer for a burger. I want to advertise because I have a burger restaurant and that's what I want to advertise. So now I'm going to put that in the search. Now, I'm doing this kind of just to really show you the images that are already included in Canva. Now, anything that you see the crown is pro. Anything that you do not see a crown, it's free. And you see most of them got a crown.
Oh, okay, I see it now. All right.
Crown? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I see the crown, okay.
So what'll happen is if you're on the free account and you click to use the pro, it'll come up with a watermark on there. Just so you know. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to actually, I want to use this one. So what I'm going to do is simply slide it over here, right, to change that image. I'm going to click on the back of here, delete that, and I'm going to put the larger image on this back part here. Let me change the position. So now that is in the back. I'm going to make this black. And then I'm going to decrease the transparency on that. And that's for my restaurant. Real simple.
Wow, that look hard.
So,
And from
Patricia, question for you. What if you wanted to use a picture from your personal photo gallery? Is that possible?
absolutely. So here,
It's
It
simple,
uploads.
says the person who's teaching the class.
I know, huh? It's like that simple. I'm like, that's hard.
only thing I did was I used the same picture twice. One was larger than the other. And so I'm gonna go to your question. So don't worry, I won't forget. But I just wanted to show this as well. So with this image, it literally snapped in here. And what you call that is a frame. So I'm going to detach the image. So this right here is an actual frame. What actually allows you, when you slide, whenever you put a frame in, it allows you to kind of slide, and you see how it automatically kind of clicked on there by itself. So it'll take shape of the actual frame.
Mhm.
And then you have the background. I just reduce the transparency so that way this part of the image is actually what pops out. So now you want to use your own photo, no problem. What you're going to have
That lady is still, sorry, that lady is still up there. Why is she there?
up where?
The lady in the circle on the top.
Oh, that I
Yeah.
can, yeah, that you can change that as well.
Oh,
Everything
okay.
is editable. I just didn't get to it.
Oh, okay.
She says
Yeah.
that lady like she's scared. That lady is
But yeah,
there.
everything is editable on here. So now you want to use your own, you're going to go to uploads. The first thing that you're going to have to do is upload your photos. You're going to click here, the purple tab here that says upload file. Whatever photo you want to use, you're going to upload it here and it will appear here. So let's just say these are my uploads. And let's just say I want to use, instead of this, I'm going to detach this image. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do a different, I'm going to delete that. I want to do one of my uploaded photos. I'm going to do this one.
Hello.
And then,
Stop it. He's AI.
yeah, he's my AI gentleman.
He ain't real. You can't have him.
So now, and then here, again, I'm going to reduce the transparency on that. So that way this kind of pops out. And that's with my image that I have. And that's all you're doing. That can be a post all by itself.
Mhm.
And that was starting with the template. And then we kind of just swapped it out with our own photos. And
Patricia,
did what, yes.
Can you don't have to go back, but can you tell me where you got that Instagram frame?
Sure.
Please.
So I went to design,
Okay,
right? Let me see.
got it.
Okay. And all I did was scroll down to find one that I wanted to use.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So in the designs, you'll be able to find like different ones, and you just start with any template. Like this one is a really nice one. It's really cool. This one will kind of be nice for social media and whatnot, but I'm going to show you how simple it is just to swap out the photo on here. Let's just say I want to do maybe a bathroom. I want to do a white bathroom. So I'm going to delete this photo. Oh, shoot.
So we could use any of those background, like furniture setup and whatnot. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be illegal.
No, it's not. So these images, you can use
It
any
has
of
the
the
crown.
photos. Yeah, but just remember the Crown is Pro, and then they have some free ones. It's limited, but the Crown ones are for the Pro version. So for what you want to do, you just want to make sure that
Yeah, I have Pro, but as you see, I've just never known how to use the darn thing, so it didn't matter, kind of. But yeah, I have it. So I'm excited.
So I just deleted that image. What I'm gonna do is actually, I'm gonna put another image. I want to do a bathroom. See. I want something with color. Now, just simply, I just changed the actual, change the background. Just that simple. And then you can put your business name here and then whatever quote or whatever that you want to put here on the phone. You just want content that's kind of engaging, that'll catch somebody's attention. And the templates is a great option because it takes the guesswork out of trying to figure out how to design something. And then you just edit it from there. So you see how we've created some designs. Now, what I'm going to show you is how now you're going to use your brand colors. So let's go back to, let's add this one. I'm going to change that to white. I want to add. I want to add this. So this gives you, like when you're selecting it, it also gives you your the colors that are actually used. All the style is here. Now, let's just say I want to use my brand colors instead. So remember, we talked about setting up the brand kit first. So now you've set up the brand kit, you got all your colors in there, you have all your graphics and everything in there. So when you have the design open, even if it doesn't match what you're working, what you have, that's fine. So now when I click on brand, what's going to open up is my brand here. Let's go to the other one that I created with you guys, right? So all I'm doing, mine is already set for the main business, but you'll click the down arrow and select the one that you create. Select brand kit. So now it's going to populate over here. So now when you're going to change colors, for example, right, you can now, for example, click here. It'll automatically, and you can shuffle your brand colors as you want, and it'll change the colors for you automatically. So it's very helpful to have your kit already set up. So now as I'm shuffling, whatever the designs are that I'm working on, it'll incorporate my brand, my colors from my brand kit very easily. And you can do the same thing with the fonts, whatever font is available here. Let's just say subtitle. You'll click, say you wanted to add something here. Whatever that font was that I set, it'll be here in that actual font that I already preset here. So it just makes it so much easier. And now I'm not searching for any fonts or anything like that. And I can keep changing the colors until I find the combination that I like for it using my brand colors without having to put in hex codes and things of that nature. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. All right. So now let's go to elements. Now, with elements, say for example, I'm working on a design. Let's just say I'm working on a design and I want to add some elements to it. Maybe my handles, my Facebook and Instagram handle. So what I'm going to do is here in elements, I'm going to go Facebook icon. And it'll give me options that I can select that I can actually place on my actual design that I'm actually working on. So if it's different types of elements that you're looking for, it could be, say, a phone that you need to add on here. Whatever the elements, it could be either illustrations or even images. For example, I know Donna, I was working on her stuff and she wanted to add fruit on her design, for example, and I needed, let's just say strawberries. So it'll give me options for either graphics or actual photos of strawberries that I can use. What I like about it is that it gives me options, like say, for example, the strawberries, it has a transparent background. So there's no image on the back. You know, it just gives me a transparent background.
And when
So
you say image, are you talking like the bottom one here where it has the white background? Is that what you
okay.
mean?
So it doesn't have a white background on there. Let's just
Okay,
say I want to use this one, for example. I like the photo, but I don't want the background there.
right.
All the way to the front. I like this photo, but I don't like the background. So what I'm going to do is remove the background.
My Lord.
So now I have it here. I could shrink it down without the actual background on there.
You so smart.
So Patricia,
Yes,
I have a question, please.
yes.
Let's say I don't want the phone there.
Mhm.
I decided, okay, I don't like the phone in the picture. How would you remove that?
Delete it. You want to remove it all the way?
Yeah, let's say I wanted to delete the phone. How would I delete that?
You just click on,
Oh, gotcha. There it is. It popped up. All right.
Yeah.
Just click. So I would just click on that
Yeah.
image.
yeah,
All right.
and then you'll just delete it. So you just don't want it, so you'll just delete it, and that's it. And don't be afraid to delete. If you decide, nah, I didn't want to delete it, I want it back, you just go back, you know, and it'll put it back in there. So let's just say, I want the strawberries. I like the background, but I don't want them attached, right? I want to use this white. I like this kind of white background it has there, the grunge type of look,
Mhm.
but I want to kind of move the bowl around. So now what I'm going to do is I click the image, I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to do a magic grab, which is different from background remove. So with magic grab, let me brush over it instead.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yes. So it allows me to grab,
Kind of erase it out of the picture.
it's going to let me move it out of it,
That's cool.
right?
This one does it too.
So that way at least I can use the bowl of strawberries, and I can also use the background for maybe something else. And I'll show you another place that I actually use that for. But again, these are the features. All right, so now you see how I have the bowl here. It allowed me to move it. But now I want to use the actual white. I'm going to position it all the way to the back. So instead of removing the background, I'm still able to use the background and be able to manipulate just a bowl of strawberries. And you can do that with almost any photo. Any photo that you want to use, you can actually do that with.
You see how the oranges are all the same color? Could you have changed like the different colors to show that it's, we see it's two different people talking, but could one be orange? Could one be white? You understand?
Absolutely. So for example, that's where you would just say, for example, this one, you want this one a different color.
I see it. I see it.
Click here again,
Mhm,
get your brand colors right there. So
mhm.
let's orange. This one, change it to blue. Right? So you can do them individually as well. That's not an issue. Your brand colors are always going to be here for you to use. So now it makes it easier for you to click and be able to make the necessary adjustments that you want to make individually. So you're never restricted with whatever editing that you want to do with your design. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with it. So the next thing that we're going to do is basically something really simple. This is another design. This is where you kind of add a little creative flair to it. And this is where you can actually manipulate like the fonts. So for example, I don't want to use this actual photo. You see how this one has the image in there, and then they kind of matched it here with her to kind of match, right? To make it look like the letters are actually over her face, but it's actually two separate images. And basically, all they really did was put the same image in every letter, and they extended it. So we're going to do it with a different image. So I'm
Can
going to do
copy, bring your picture here and do the same thing?
yes.
Download? Oh,
So you
okay.
upload, yeah, you'll upload your image. I'm going to use one from photos. So let me see. So let's do, I'll do this one. Let's do this. All right. So we have this photo already here. All they did, each of these letters are frames. That's all it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to detach the image out of it because they're all the same image. When I detach it, you'll see that is all the same. So you can use even your own photos. And last one. All right. And then this, put it in here. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna crop, basically, extending it the same size as the one in the back to literally match. That's it. And as you do each one, you'll see how the photo now starts to match up. So all we're doing is that one that we're stretching, it needs to match the one that's actually in the back. And we keep, you see how it's starting to form. And we keep doing that until we do all of them. And then you keep going on and on until you're done with all of them. But that kind of gives you an idea. So with, again, with any of them, you can kind of manipulate to fit what it is that you want it to, what you want to do. And what they did was, this is actually, again, is frames. And with frames, you're able to do that with the frames and be able to create, to use like images in a real creative way when you're using frames. And it kind of just snaps right in there, and you're just sizing it so that way it matches. And that's it. And keep going. And you see how it's all coming together. And by the time we finish all of these, you will see like her full picture. But it's, all of these are filled with that same one photo. You change the text and you post it. That's it. That's it. So even though it may look a little complicated, when you kind of start playing with some of the elements, you kind of see what they did, and then you kind of adjust it from there. So we went through that. The other thing I'm going to show you is actual, we have in the frames, right? So the frames have shapes. So for example, if you've ever seen posts that has like a camera frame for like a Polaroid, which I think those, and here's like the letters, right? These are the letters that we just used in this one. And all you're doing is arranging them, and then you're dropping the image in there.
So Patricia, on the one
Yeah.
where you actually remove the bowl of the strawberries and utilize the background, can you also do that with the pictures that we actually upload?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So even photos, it doesn't matter. Any photo that you have, you can always do a magic grab and be able to say it's just a specific element you want to pull out of the actual image. You just do a magic grab and then use the background for one thing, and then use the actual element for something else. So, yeah. The other thing I wanted to show y'all was the actual, let's see, the frame. We have like, say for example, this book, like, especially if you're doing like a workbook, or you just need a mock-up for like a book cover, right? And so I'm gonna go to my uploads because I know I have a book cover here. Let me use this one. And then all you're doing is putting the cover on top. Change this to like a black. And you see the outline. So they do have like mock-ups that you can use for like different items and whatnot, especially if you want to kind of display it on social media. They have the mock-ups, and you'll find those in your elements, and then you can look through the frames and be able to find like different things. This one is another great one that I use all the time, which is like the tablet. Especially if you have like an ebook that you want to market for like tips for your clients or whatever, then you would put your ebook cover, just slide that cover right in there and post it on social media. Put a little caption on there, and then post it. Let me get a cover of an ebook. That way, it's just a great way to be able to market and advertise what it is that you're doing. And all I did was snap a cover of a book in there in the tablet. You can put whatever captions and stuff, your social media handle, post it on any social media platform. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna go through is videos. Now, this is the fun stuff. Because like I said before, now when it comes down to especially social media, and you're trying to get engagement, you're trying to get people to see what it is that you're actually doing, using video is going to be a great option, because that's what's going to grab people's attention. So let's look at some reels. I'm going to do a search just to kind of make it easier for reels, and you can do Instagram reels. It tells you the size and everything. So you see Instagram reel, I'm going to click on there. And they have templates already done. And they're all video form. Now, let's just say you don't want to use the videos that they're actually using. That's fine. And it can be, but at least what it does, it gives you inspiration for some videos that you can create, right? So let's just say, okay, this one is like, they're pouring coffee. Maybe just turning your phone on, turning the camera on and recording your coffee pouring from your Keurig at home. Use that as a background video, and then you change all the text on here that you want. You're just using this as a template. Here is a cool one. This one, I like this because this is something anyone can use because it's just a laptop, right? So you can use that, and then you're just basically changing out the verbiage that's here, client and you, and use that as a post. So when I now play it, it goes through each slide. And you can edit every part of this.
Is it using your voice, or you can have a voice that can read it?
So when you, okay, so when you're uploading, let's just say, for example, you decide that you want to use this on Instagram, right? If you already have the text here, I would just add music to it. It wouldn't be any reason for me to actually use my voice to read out what's already being played in the video. I would just use some trending music, add that to it. I would change the text in here, download the video, and then when you go to upload it to Instagram, I would add whatever trending music is available on Instagram. Instagram loves its own trending music. It doesn't like for you, even though Canva has music here, Instagram does not want you using anybody else's music but their own. So I would not add any audio here. I would just do the video image and download it, upload it to Instagram and add Instagram's any trending music Instagram have, I would then add it onto the video and post it.
Patricia, with that question that that young lady just asked, which is the voiceover, can you show us an example of one that we would be able to use our own voices, please?
Yeah, anyone actually, you can add your voice to it. It's just, let me see here. Usually the way that you would do it is record, like say, for example, you would record on your phone, take that audio and upload the audio to your Canva account. So when you upload it, what will happen is, you see out here, it has images. This is where your images are uploading. This is where all your videos are uploading. And then this is where your audio has been uploaded. So when you now record on your phone, you'll upload it and then you'll just look for the audio file. You'll take that file and add it here to your video. And that's it. So it could be an actual you saying something, and that's where you're going to add it here. And you can move the file to start and stop wherever you want to. You can make whatever adjustments that you need to make on the file here. You would just need to upload the audio file.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever it is, you can do that, and then you can then download the file. Now, if you're doing it on Instagram, because they prefer it, my suggestion, if you're going to post it, I would then just download the video. When you're uploading it to Instagram, Instagram gives you an option when you're creating your reels to add a voiceover or add the audio. That's where I would do it there, you know, but at least you can do it either way.
Can you show us how or where to download or how to download or upload, whatever it's called? This
Upload or
part.
well,
So now save it in order to upload it to Instagram. How do we
So
do that
now,
from this point?
let's just say, okay, so let's just say you're done now. We've created the video. We have the audio to use. Now what we want to do is share. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to download. Once you click the share, you're going to then download the file. And now you have several options. The first option, because it's already set for a reel, it automatically is going to go to the MP4 video, which is your video file, which includes your audio on there. So that's what it's suggesting that you do. You can also download it as a JPEG. So going back to Instagram, say you're uploading it to Instagram, you've created your caption, you've had whatever it is that you want to include in the caption, and you put your hashtags and everything. And you know how Instagram will ask you if you want a cover for your actual reel. Instead of creating a cover, all I would do is download it as a JPEG and as a video file. And I will use this JPEG file as my cover, because it matches the video. So that just eliminated me having to do an extra step of creating a cover for my reel. And that kind of gives you that aesthetic look a lot of people have on their Instagram page, where everything kind of looks really clean. So now you can just do it that way. So you have the option for JPEG, PNG. You can download it as a PDF. One to print if for whatever reason you needed to print it. But for this file, it's definitely going to be your video file, and it will then ask you what pages. So it's all 5, because you literally have 5 pages.
Oh,
So
check
all
on
5 is
pages.
going to be downloaded. You click done, and then you click download.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Okay. When we go, I'm going to show you when we go back to, let's go back to the flyers that we were doing. Right now we're done. We want to share it on Instagram. So now we're going to go ahead and download the file. So we can either do it as a PNG. It automatically gives you that as a first option, or a JPEG. So I'll do it as a PNG, but say I just want this page. This page is number 1. So I'm going to deselect them, and I'm only going to select page 1, because otherwise all the pages are downloading. And say you just want one, you're just going to select the one page. Click done and then download. That's it. So if you noticed, and then you're done there. If you notice, it did not give you an option to print. Why? Because here is where you would then, if you want to print to Canva, you would then go here and then select what it is that you're actually going to print. But because this was done as a social media post, they don't have an actual thing that you can select, an option here that you can select to actual print. So what you'll find is the products that they have available that can be printed, you'll have that option automatically on the right-hand side where you can select for print. And more times than not, it's going to be your banners, your cards, your business cards, your posters, your flyers, things of that nature. So when you select those templates, it makes a difference based on what the end result of the project is going to be. If you know you're going to be printing, then go ahead and select an option for the printing. And that way, at least at the end, you'll be able to select it. It's already sized for printing. You order it, and then they ship it directly to you. So, all right. So that, for the most part, is your basics and kind of navigating through Canva and trying to get at least some of the design stuff done for your social media, for your brand, and for your elements. But the most important thing, if nothing else, if you create your brand kit, get that going, upload your logo so it starts to pull your colors, and start adding in your fonts and things of that nature. That will help to get you on your way to creating some consistent content. And all you have to do is kind of play around with everything from there. So any questions? Any questions? Anybody has anything specific maybe you want me to kind of go over real quick? An issue you've been having with Canva, something you wanted to create and you just been struggling with kind of creating and getting that together?
I just have to play with it more.
Yeah, honestly, that's all it is. That's all it is. Once you start playing around with it, you'll realize it's not that complicated. They make it very easy.
I just
They
have
make-
to look, very important for me, especially with what you brought up, is the branding kit. And I notice when I was checking on my platform and comparing it with yours, I have the pro, but I'm also on a team. But I know the other agents, they have their branding kits put together. So I have to now investigate why I don't see that section where it says add new. You know how
Yes.
you, right. So that's like, whoa for me, because I want to create my branding kit, but I don't have that add new section for me to click on that to even begin, which is weird.
It's weird because you have teams, each person should be able to do their own.
Yeah, we have separate folders.
Right, right. So I don't know why it wouldn't show up in yours, because it should.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely it's definitely a great resource to have.
Mhm.
And if others have it, they were able to access it some way. And with teams, everyone on the team should be able to have their own brand kit on there, so that way you can do what it is that you need to do.
Oh, but now I don't know, maybe your voice did it. I clicked on brand templates and I see where it has the subheadings like brand kit logos, the icon and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's not, I'll figure it out. I'll try and see what's going
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Is the
Awesome.
price for the nonprofit, any discount if you have a nonprofit and you getting the pro subscription?
I believe, let me see. I believe so, honestly. I think they do for nonprofit organizations. I don't remember seeing it, but I believe they do, because I know students, if you are a student, I believe it's like 20% off the regular rate, but then they require you to submit like a student ID and things like, or a student email in order to do that. But you could check with them in reference to the nonprofit, because I believe that they do also get a discount for that as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So
When is
that
the
is
next class?
so I do have another one that's coming up in November. This one is actually going to be my Canva-ish like a pro. This one is the journal and planner edition. And this is going to be a little bit more advanced in that we're going to incorporate Midjourney to create some stock images, our own images. So for example, I'm going to go back to Canva real quick and kind of show you, because one of the things that we want to make sure is that whatever it is that we're creating is unique to our own brand. I like to use a lot of images that are, for example, real cozy and kind of home related. And so a lot of times when I'll create stuff, I'll use like images that I created using Midjourney. So they're all AI generated images. And in this next class, it is a 4-day class. In this one, we go through the gamut of everything. The first day will be the tech part. We'll do 2 days of actual design, and it's design of planners and journals, as well as the AI, where you're actually creating your own images that you can use in your own designs and whatever it is that you're actually using. So I'm gonna go here. So a lot of times, like for example, I'll use you know what, I'll just do
Oh, I need that orange couch picture for my real estate.
which
The one that you just had.
Oh, the one I had earlier?
Where you just came out of.
Okay, that was here. So, for example, this one is one that I created using AI. I wanted a living room to match my brand colors, but I can use it as a background for my content. And it's unique to my brand. No one else has the image because I created it, right? And reduce the transparency. And then I add my text on top of it. And so in this next class, I show you how to create images specific for your brand. So we can do different scenery, whether it's a living room, whether it's a home office, whether it's whatever it is. Like I have home offices that I created for some of the planners and journals that we're going to go over, and I actually give you 5 planners and journals that were created from cover, inside, outside, and everything in there that you can edit to fit and design and create on your own, whatever it is that you're looking to actually create. So in that, I go through the gamut of the prompts that you need to use, the specifics in reference to that, all the design elements that we can use in order to create some really clean and beautiful content for your actual brand. These are some of the ones that were created, again, using AI. And it's just home offices. Like, for example, this one is another one. And all I did, because I wanted this actual color scheme for one of the journals that I was creating. And so I put in those specific colors and I show you how to do it on your own. So now you're creating branding content that you can use, and all it is you can use as backgrounds. I love to use this as backgrounds. This is another home office.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Blue and yellow, and it's a whole
that.
series. Yeah. And this one, I wanted something a little bit more masculine.
So what do? Do you speak into AI or you just click each image and make it your own color?
So you will give it a prompt. So I'll walk you through the process of creating the prompt in order to get the specific outputs that you're looking for, to create the designs that you want. So whatever it is, whether it's a living room, whether it's a kitchen, in whatever colors that you're actually looking for. This one is another one, which is a blush pink, all using AI images. I didn't have to pay for any of the stock images that, and this was like a grunge. I wanted a grunge feel to the actual design. And that too, you can, use a transparent, reduce the transparency on there, add your text on top, and go ahead and post that on social media. So in the next class, and like I said, this one is going to be a 4-day, it's a 4-day class, and I go through all of the things that you need to know in reference to the tech, which is going to include Midjourney, again with Canva, how we're going to use it, and we're also going to go into OpenAI with ChatGPT as well, because now you can put a prompt in ChatGPT and it can also create images for you that you can. And I like to compare the two. I'm a fan of Midjourney, so we'll go through that as well. That class, because it's more extensive, it is a cost. It will be $97. It was going to be $147, but until Friday, it's going to be for $97. But I go through everything step by step. You will walk away. These are the journals that is already created, that is included in that. And we go through editing all the pages to fit your brand. So whatever it is, we're gonna change the covers, we'll change the colors, the inside pages. The smallest journal, I believe, is like 125 pages, and the planner goes up to 268. And I even show you how to upload your finished product onto Amazon and sell it on there if you wanted to. So we'll go through the gamut of creating it, customizing it, creating your AI images, and uploading it to Amazon and selling them. And you
So
can
you have to have your content ready then to do this. What are you gonna say in that journal? What it's gonna be?
listen. You can if you want to, but I'm gonna show you how to do it real easy on ChatGPT.
GPT. Awesome. Oh, Lord, I can't wait.
I'll give you the prompts. You'll ask it exactly so we can get the results that we want, and we're plugging in the content into these actual planners and journals, and you'll have 5 of them all completed and done. You can print them out. I have vendors where you can print. If you want to just print 1, that's fine. If you want to print 10, that's fine too. Or you can upload it to Amazon and sell them on there. It's really up to you. But it's going to be a
Out of
4-day.
curiosity. So I'm assuming you've actually done these because these are the 5 that you've created. Do you sell them on Amazon? And if you do, how well do they sell, out of curiosity?
So I have other ones, not these exact ones, but I do have other ones that are actually on Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
The key thing with Amazon is that it's a matter of targeting and really creating a niche for the
Mhm.
actual planners and journal. So the cover, yes, is the key thing because that's what's going to attract people first. But if you do it specifically to a niche, then you're more than likely going to get the attention of the individuals that you're trying to attract. And we go through all of that as
Gotcha.
well, how to kind of niche down specifically and whatnot. And so I like to have them available too on a website. I have like planners and journals. A lot of times I create the templates, and I've had clients who have done their own, like for example, prayer journals and stuff that sells at their events. They'll have them printed and sells them in events and things of that nature. So there's so much that you can do with them.
So
Patricia,
one other question. Go ahead.
go
How
ahead.
do you prepare for this? Because I'm thinking, like someone just asked the question, what do we need to, how do we, someone just asked a question about the content piece, and I know you said don't worry about that because I'm going to help you with that. But when you start to think about a niche or your niche, what should we be thinking about before we take this class, Patricia, so that it's the most that we get the most benefit out of it and it's the most efficient and effective for us? Because you've been doing this for a while. So for us who have not been,
I
what
get it.
do we need to do?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to at least have an idea of who you want to sell to, right?
Okay.
Who is it that you want to sell? So say, for example, let's just say, I know that you're in real estate, right?
Right.
And let's just say that you wanted to create a planner for clients that maybe can provide them a guide on how to do certain checks around their home, to maintain certain, certain things, their AC, their plumbing, whatever it is, right? And you want to create a planner just for that. So already have in mind what type of questions or content you want to be able to provide in there. The beauty with ChatGPT is even if your idea is a little sketchy, when you do put in the question in there, it will kind of give you more to kind of think about and kind of expand that idea. So that way you can kind of narrow it in even more. And then as you're asking it more questions, it'll kind of give you the details that you're looking for. So when you look at it from the perspective of like an assistant, it kind of helps you walk you through that process and pulling the content. But I think the most important is identifying who you want to create it for and what type of
Okay.
information I would like to give to my clients or my customers, whoever it is.
So at the end of this class, I want to just make sure I'm clear. We'll have 5 different journals that we're creating, or is it just one using one of the templates that we're creating?
It's really up to you. I will give you 5.
Okay.
You will
Gotcha.
have 5.
Okay.
Okay. But if you want to just work on the one, that's fine. We
I
can
was
just
just
work
curious.
on one, because ultimately the process is going to be the same.
That's what I was thinking too. Okay.
The process is going to be
'Cause
the
I was-
same. We're just inputting different information.
Patricia,
So basically, from our perspective, we're in a good place, I think, for real estate, because there's so many aspects. We could actually walk out of there with 5 easily,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's so many different aspects of it that you
Yes.
can actually touch, and clients who have different needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the same thing goes if you want to create 5 different types of prayer journal with different covers, with different layout and short quotes or wording inside.
Absolutely. So you
Okay.
can do, like, if you wanted to create prayer journals, of course, if you want to do prayer journals specific for business owners. So we can pull specific Bible scriptures related to business owners specifically.
Oh, okay.
Say if you want to do a prayer journal specific for marriage couples, and now you're pulling scriptures specifically that are related to marriage and family, and that can be a separate journal. You understand? So now you have one for business owners, and then now you have one for family and couples. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do with it.
Got you. Perfect.
Patricia, I just want to ask another question.
Sure.
Aside from the class for the planners and journals, like me personally, I'm not really interested in the selling portion of it. I'm more looking for like an ebook that I can create like a landing page from, download to get clients, potential leads. Would this also capsulate that, or is that a separate entity from the selling portion of? I get the planners and journals. I love them. I'm
Yeah,
more of a hard book cover. I've always had a diary growing up, but I know everything is like, yeah, I want to get some leads. So
No, I get it.
I want to create like ebooks to attract, bring in funnels, landing pages. So
I
you
got
have
you.
yeah, thank you.
So with that, I do have a class. That one is coming up in January for that specifically, because
Mm.
that is like a total different, it's a total different arena with that, because now you have to not only create the actual lead magnet, right, specific to the audience, but then you have to have the landing page, and then your upsell, your downsell, and then be able to your emails, creating the emails that kind of go along with that,
Drip
but
campaigns.
all of
Yeah.
that.
You
all of
got
that.
it.
Yeah. So that I have that one coming up in January. That one is a little bit more advanced, but it is definitely something that's needed, because it's like you want to be able to actually start getting people in. And the ebook is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
So let me ask you, with that being said, how long will that class be? Because that is a lot. I think there's a lot entailed with that particular class. So just curious.
So with the same thing with the a landing page and the ebook and things like that, it will be a 4-day class.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a lot to get through, and I don't want to rush that information, because it's so many moving parts to it. And not only are we creating like an actual ebook, but then we're also creating the landing page and then the funnels and stuff like that. So I will have like
Gotcha.
templates already pre-created. So that way, you know, you kind of have an idea of all the steps and everything that needs to go along with that.
Got it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jacqueline. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this information. Patricia, this was very, very, very informative. And let me say, I think this was an answered prayer for me. I actually do have a prayer journal and a planner that I started back in 2021. And my biggest thing was more of marketing it. You know, got it done, got it completed, but it was more of a marketing. And I think I learned some good nuggets about, you know, creating some content for social media. I think that was my fear. I don't know if I'm the only one. That social media thing.
You're
Like
not
I'm a
alone.
speaker. I'm a speaker and I can speak. I don't have a problem with it, but social media? Oh my God, there's something about that. I just don't want to do it, Lord. I
Totally
don't
with
want to
you on
do
that.
it. So I've been in prayer about this journal that I completed, and God has given me an addendum to it. And he's like, I felt like he gave it to me the way he did, because he knew if he gave me what he gave me now, I wouldn't want to do it because I feel like it was too much. So he gave me in bits and pieces. So I kind of want to update it, but I was now looking for the person to help me, put it together before. And I just was not, I was looking elsewhere to see if I can find something else that can help me put that vision, how I see it in my head, in that book. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this journal and planning class, and hopefully it would help me to, get some more nuggets to be bold enough to market this thing and then create a new one.
Absolutely. And let me just say this. What you always have to remember too, and that goes, we're in business. The more you're visible, the more people know what it is that you're doing, the more they'll be interested in purchasing whatever it is that you have to offer. It's a scary thing because a lot of times we're usually the ones that like to be behind the scenes, and it's nerve-wracking sometimes, especially when it comes down to social media. But at this point, it's like the way things have shifted in terms of entrepreneurship and just working a regular 9 to 5, and just how the economy, just so much stuff. You realize now the importance of being visible more so now than ever before. So when it comes down to, even with your planners or journals, my thing is record, turn that camera on, record yourself writing in it, record yourself with it on the counter, record yourself walking and throwing it in your purse, record yourself doing everything you need to do, to the point where people are sick of seeing the planners that they just want to buy them. Because the thing is, you got to always keep it in front of them constantly, always sharing what it is that you have. So when it comes down to the marketing piece, we will touch on that as well, and how to market. But honestly, it's really just turning the camera on and just start recording. Start recording. You can have your planners laying on the counter in your kitchen, record it and post it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be edited or anything like that. Throw it on the passenger side of the car, record it sitting on just and post it, and just and I'll walk through the process of creating those captions in social media when you're marketing the actual planners and journals that you have, so that way people know this is what I actually need. You got to tell them. So we're definitely going to go through that as well.
Because I know right now is when I took the planner class, starting in October is usually when, it's peak season for planners. So you start marketing now and getting it, out there, because that's when people start thinking about buying planners and, planning for the new year coming. So I'm excited. I hope this would give me exactly what I need to push forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I posted the link in the chat. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I am so grateful to all of you for sticking in there with me. I hope this was totally a helpful class. I will definitely send you guys the replay, So that way, at least you have it and you can go back to some of the things that we talked about as we walk through Canva. But Canva is a great platform. And honestly, it's totally worth the $12.99. So with
So the
that,
7th, the November 4th is what, it's 4 days straight, or
yes, it's going to be 4 days straight. It's going to be from November 4th through November 7th. So the 4th, what we're doing is setting up all of our tech, right? That is where the technology part of it, your Canva, your Midjourney, we're going to set all of that up. All that technical stuff. If you're having issues with your brand kit, that's where we're going to resolve it there. We'll have everything ready to go. And then we'll start talking about your content. So now when we're working the 5th through the 7th, we're plugging in all the information that we're pulling through ChatGPT and Midjourney and all of that stuff in order to create and edit those journals. The journals and the planners, they're already done. We're just changing out colors. We're updating it with all of your content information in there. So it's not going to be a very difficult process. The thing is, we're just going to create content. We're going to spend a lot of time creating content specific for your actual business. And we're going to plug in that content into your planners and journals. So,
Patricia, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do actually, under my name, Patricia Lorenzo. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do, I will send over I'll shoot you guys an email when I send over the replay with links to my YouTube channel, as well as my my Instagram and all of that good stuff. So that way you guys can keep, because I try to do classes. I'm trying to be more consistent with YouTube. That's a whole nother beast. Pray for me.
I'm trying to even get this whole TikTok. My broker is like on my case, and it's so funny with what you just said, because people are so tired of seeing selfies. And I used to be a selfie fanatic, right?
Yeah.
And the moment I do a stupid video, I call it stupid because I'm not in the TikTok talkity tickety dancing thing, but I did one, and that got the most attention. And I'm like, I post something about real estate and it's like blah, but you do something comical, or that's what the video is that's where it is, so I think what was it, Jacqueline when she mentioned that she's not really, I get it, because neither am I, but you have to do that pivot, that shift. We just had to do a big major shift with real estate August 17th. And it's like, oh my God, like, this is it. This TikTok, this social, this Instagram, I can't deal with all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I need this. This is like life.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to navigate. It's a lot to learn. And then it's constantly changing. Which is always, it's frustrating too, because at one point the post was okay, but now it's like, no, the algorithm want reels. They want the videos. So how do you create the videos? You don't want to always be on camera, but what people want to know at the end of the day, what they're looking for, they want to know a little bit about you, the person behind the brand. So however you can marry that and incorporate that in what it is that you do, that's just what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? In order to get eyes on our products and services. So yeah. Yeah, but we'll go through that. We'll go through that as well. I'm excited about that. But I'm so glad you guys stuck with me. I hope you got a whole lot from it and whatnot. And of course, I will be sending the replay out.
This was good. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Awesome.
No, I know it's needed, because everybody I talk to is like, I don't use it that much. I'm like, I still don't know what to do. And I think people are just afraid to touch the platform. But yeah, just keep playing around with it. Trust me, you'll get better at it. Just keep playing around. So awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, the link is in the comments. I'll definitely go ahead and email you guys the replay.